So I had an original message, and I turned it around here because of the situation and this and what's been happening with me. But when I reach out to the authorities, I reach out to the authorities because my life is in danger. And I had uncovered a plot that could have been leading to the premeditated murder against me and premeditated harm that has befallen me. And yet, instead of addressing the seriousness of the concerns, I felt the focus was shifted on to something else entirely. Me. My head. Where's my head at? So that's something I completely different. Being told to go in for mental health evaluation as if I don't have physical concerns that would come before that and concerns of how these people moved in my life to be able to constrict me into such a way that was to shift my life entirely from me being able to become myself at all. And so it feels like the real issues are pushed aside, and my cries for help then are falling upon deaf ears, where I'm feeling ignored. I feel like the goalposts are being moved around, and those in positions of authority and power here to do something about it are failing to really see what's really been at stake in my life. And it's not about running away from responsibility, but about recognizing the truth in the situation. It's disheartening when those who should have protected us seem to be able to be more concerned with how to control the situation than to actually provide any bit of justice or activity that would help you obtain what is justice, because if you don't have justice, there's no liberty. So I know that we're supposed to stand for what's right together, even when it's not an easy fight or it's not an easy place to stand. We have to stand up for what is right, and what is right, that no matter how we're moving and disagreeing about a thing in this world for the way it is, that you still have rights, not for material gains or empty protocols, for example, in this case, but in the end, it's about fighting for what's truly important and staying firm in the face of the systems that are trying to distract us from our own truths. And that's exactly what I feel has been happening there, because when justice fails here, it's time to take call to to creating the actionable steps and dealing with the injustices that we're dealing with and seeking wisdom through this. It's just woe unto them that are going to be doing these things to you, because we're not trying to trust in man. We're trying to trust in the Lord. But even in that, we're asking him and asking man to move in a way that is to significantly imply the acts of injustice in our lives, that they can be taken into these areas where we've been so afflicted, and it's not allowing us to our own story per se, and it's just deflecting the story. And instead of actually, like, the part that I have a problem with is I need the restraining orders and I need the protective orders to be in place against them for the ways that they've moved, and then at the same time as ignoring those things, it's not even taking into consideration that I have a story, I have a report. And so I want to know, like, with what was said then in the report, like, what is actually being put together in a report, because I don't believe that those things are accurate. You see what I mean? It's deflecting the actual reason that I'm in a scary position, and it dealing with a premeditated murderer over a person's life in this way, who actually is moving in absolution, mind you, to get rid of you. I have to put my trust in the Lord, that I'm not going to trust in man, and I'm not going to trust in how these people are moving when I'm faced with such injustice. That's cruelty, like, when it's afflicting my ability to escape the the plight that, or the blight, I should say, that I've been put in, or the really devastating position that I've been placed in by this man and by this lady. and by the people in my life. And so if I'm just trying to come down to the one person there that's been in the control of my life through hacking me, and it can't even be taken there when everything these days is online, I beg to differ. I don't see that they have any ability to serve justice at all in this land in that way. When I'm coming with real truth, real facts that have been in my life, that is like me being the detective in my own life trying to figure things out that I wasn't even supposed to figure out. You see what I mean? And I did. And they're not even allowing me to my truth. They're not allowing me to my truth. So just be leery about these things out here, because you have to be able to be trying to move and take corrective steps here and speak with courage and stand on your faith in the Lord, because there's things that you can do personally that can help you, and I feel that in a spiritual world, in this with the Lord, with your prayer values here, and that nothing that these people can do against you in any way is going to prosper in any way. Everyone dies. Everyone dies. So no matter how these people move, they have to answer to the same creator. And whatever they want to think, all of our creator is the same creator. And he's a loving God. He's a very loving God and a very forgiving God. But he's also not going to tolerate how people are working. You see what I mean? And they are working in iniquity here. And and these are crimes. Every crime starts with the theft, and every last little area of my life has been stolen from me by the hacker, and anyone that can be a friend for me for that long and take up that value of love is not of love at all, and there's no love in that man who can do these things to a person, and I can explain it. I can explain it, and it makes sense. Because maybe after 12 years or 15 years, some kind of falling out is okay. But after that length of time, with how I've been moved around like I'm the damn goalpost for his own sexual deviant gains, and aiming to murder me and take my life, and then acting as if I don't even have the right to press upon my actual concerns without it going and pointing to my own head first. Where's the police report? Where is my availability to justice? And I think my acting in this way to get an order of protection in place for me is perfectly legal of my asking for, given the circumstances of what I've been faced up with. So where does that come into play when that's also being deflected? Did I get that? Did I get that protection? Is it my right to ask for protection? And as far as that's concerned, when these people are moving in this way and making it me the issue versus looking at the actual crime, it's to suggest that the crime is nothing but a mental health situation versus an actual crime that's been taken over this person's life. You see what I mean? And I don't think that is very right at all with how this man is moved. And I could actually explain it to and through. All of my work that I have yet to create, and on top of that, it's to suggest to you that you are being taken away from the availability to be able to use your mouth, use your voice, use your words to be able to stop a thing from happening to you. And instead of being able to stop a thing from happening to you, these things just carry on, and without the accountability of a system that supports you and being able to get justice, it's just the same abuse. You see what I'm saying? It adds on and adds another tack each time to that abuse, and it's stacked up upon stacked up abuses that are happening to you. Nobody has the right to move around goalposts in your life when you are under attack, and when you are deemed as the threat versus what the threats have actually been doing to you. Do you see what I'm saying? And so I don't know what to do in a situation that a government is deflecting from the actual accountability that it takes up, that it has to protect a people. So I want to just read from James 1:5 here, is that if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given. So with those words, I hope that you guys find the wisdom in the Lord here and figure out how to move. Thanks for being here. This has been really rough for me, and I hope that you support my cause.